Hello everyone, my name is Azaruka Yamamoto and today I am playing World of Warships. And the topic that I'd like to talk about today is, actually pay to win. I made a video about this topic in World of Warplanes in my last episode, and I said I'd like to address this for all of the free wargaming titles to see if there's any differences between those titles. I play all three titles myself, and I think there's quite a couple of differences. My conclusion from World of Warplanes was actually, well, the game definitely is not pay to win, because you can get all tons of fun aircraft. You definitely don't need premium aircraft to get something special. And you also don't really need to invest real money into the game to either perform better in the battlefield, in the skies, in that case, or to get a better economy, to grind through the game at a decent pace to get your credits. And of course, it makes things a lot easier, and you can pick up really cool aircraft. But it's not needed. Now, for World of Warships, when I started playing this game, I started playing in open beta, and I was thinking to myself, this looks like a cool game. I knew World of Tanks at that point, and I played it a lot, and I was in for a bit of a change of pace. So I decided, okay, let's go for it, and let's see if we can complete the entire Japanese tech tree. I'm pretty darn close. I'm missing one aircraft carrier, and I have a couple of Japanese premiums. I also have a whole bunch of other ships in all of these nations, and I have quite a lot of premiums there as well. Now, the first premium ship that I got in this game is a Japanese ship, the Atago Tier 8, and I actually got that as a crew trainer and also to get some credits, but I didn't strictly need it to make credits at that point. It does make it a bit more comfortable, because when you get into the higher regions of ships start costing around 30 million for tier 9, or even 20 million when you start going up to tier 10. And that's a lot of effort to grind up to. You can easily count that might take, well, anywhere between 50 and 100 battles for the regular player. So that's quite a bit of playing just to get a new ship there. And that's not even counting in researching it, of course. But when it comes to premium ships, the interesting thing in World of Warships is actually that you have a very clear distinguishment between the premium ships that you can buy. You can buy them using doubloons, which is the equivalent of gold, and you can also buy them using money. And in some special cases, the Azuma is one of those, you can buy them using free experience. Now that looks like this. The Alaska, you can buy this for 1 million free experience and 1 credit. And then you get a tier 9 premium ship actually for free. You can get this just by playing. It takes a whole lot of playing, because free experience is actually a bit difficult to achieve. It's a lot easier than in World of Tanks. It's even easier, I think, than in World of Warplanes. But still, 1 million free experience is of course a whole lot. But these ships you can obtain fully for free. And that's quite an argument to say, okay, perhaps World of Warships is not at all pay to win, but instead it's completely free to play indeed. Of course, it is free to play because you can just download it for free, make an account and start playing. So that should be obvious. The only thing is, of course, that if you want a particular ship, say for instance I'd like to have the Sims, then either you have to save up doubloons, which you can actually do in some events and stuff like that. But slowly you could get, maybe save up this 5,000 and then get it. But there are also premium ships that you can only get using cold hard cash. Now, free experience is one option, and that's a very valid option to get ships. Now, a different option is, let me see if this works. Can be a bit slow. I'm in luck today. Is that you can get ships for coal. And there's tier 10 ships in here, tier 9, all the way down to tier 3. And for steel, and there's also tier 9, tier 10, and tier 7, and those are really interesting ships. And these resources, coal and steel, they're not very easy to achieve. You can actually get coal basically by playing quite actively, and steel by playing in the more competitive game mode, so clan battles and ranked. But that means you can get premium ships completely for free in World of Warships. Now, of course, you can actually also spend some money on it, but you can get them for free, and that's really interesting. Now, the newest addition to this fleet of ships that you can get for free is the tier 9 destroyer Friesland. And it's a peculiarity, because normally destroyers in World of Warships, they are known for their torpedoes. Every destroyer has torpedoes, and for many of them it's a big chunk of their armament. Not the Friesland does not have torpedoes. And that's pretty cool actually, because this basically makes this ship really unique, and you can spend 1 million free XP on it, which again is a whole ton, but you'll get a premium ship which really has something going for it. It has a unique playstyle, and maybe not everyone likes it, but I'm gonna show you a replay to demonstrate why I like it. And yeah, not every premium ship in the game is quite unique, but there are quite some interesting ships out there which you can get for free by playing a lot, or in some cases you can also just buy them, because this Friesland, for instance, you can get it with 1 million free XP, but you can also spend 65 euros on it and get it for money instead. So, enough of the chatter straight away there. Let's see why this thing is then so interesting. So let's dive into the action. So we're just leaving the Swan in the tier 9 destroyer, the Friesland, and this is a battle where we're top tier, and there's a lot of interesting ships on both teams actually. Because if we look around a bit, let's see. Now, Sasho on our team, that's a premium ship, which is a very specific destroyer. It can only hit battleships and aircraft carriers with its torpedoes. So if it wants to hit destroyers or cruisers, bad luck, those torpedoes will go straight underneath. And that's pretty cool about premiums in World of Warships. I think they come in all sorts and sizes, and some of them have really weird but cool gimmicks. Then we have the Bart, French battleship, which you can get for gold. So basically you can actually get that for free. And that's a ship it's a battleship, and it has two massive turrets on the front and then nothing on the back. Whereas most battleships have the turrets a bit more laid out over the ship. Then we have the Atlanta, lovingly called the machine gun, also a premium ship, and we'll run into that later, or at least we'll see it in action. There it is actually. Now for the Friesland. The Friesland, it's an absolute monster in damage, mainly because of this insane rate of fire. So it doesn't have torpedoes, but instead it has 4 guns and 2 dual mount turrets, and they fire like crazy. So, well, the Atlanta is a machine gun, so am I. Those shells there are inbound from the Atlanta. You see this over here. And this is why the Atlanta is also called the machine gun, because it really rains down on enemies like crazy. But that's a ship 2 tiers lower than me, so it's not surprising that I might even do better than that. Now the Atlanta is a light cruiser, so it's expected to have a bit more of a high damage output than me. So basically the Friesland, it's a destroyer, but it lacks its torpedoes. So that means that you can't really try to do those stealth attacks on anyone. You just have to use your guns to deal damage on them. And that means that for the larger part of a battle you will either be spotted or in a smoke screen trying to burn your enemies down while someone else is spotting them. But that also means that you have to be very careful not to be too far forward. So what I'm doing here is I'm just picking off this lone target, the guys now, who can't do too much against me, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, and you know, the accuracy at such range, 11 kilometers, is not excellent. But of course, when you're putting out such a volume of shells, then even if you hit only 1 in 10 shells, you're still going to hit a whole lot. So while we continue to chase down this Gneisenau, in the left corner of the, well, just left of the Gneisenau on the minimap, we can see a York coming in, which is a tier 7 German cruiser. And at some point we can expect that he'll try to start shooting for us, but right now he's still behind the island, so still good there. So I'm deciding not to go too close to those 2 ships here, but instead take a bit of a detour. Now one thing of course is that in terms of gameplay, in how strong is this ship, it's a bit difficult to compare this in this battle to other tier 9 ships, because currently I'm just bullying these 2 tier 7 ships and neither of them is very much made for countering me. But I'm not so much trying to demonstrate how good this ship is. In my opinion, it's a very good ship. But what I'd like to demonstrate more is actually the fun factor of such ships. And because you can actually get this for free, I think that's amazing in World of Warships. That these unique ships that are very much fun to play, you can get them for free just by playing. Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. And well, the receiving end of this rainbow might feel a bit different about such ships, but then again, there are plenty of scenarios where they can perform similarly against their opponents. They're just having a bit of bad luck this battle. And so far they haven't been able to really punish me, but we'll see that they'll do their best at getting back at me actually. So this is a beautiful angle on this York. I'll probably eat a whole lot of my shells here. Get him on fire again. But right now I have to be very wary that the York and the Gneisenau won't be shooting at me, or I might lose a whole lot of my hit points. And while the York is down to nearly half its hit points, he still has nearly as much hit points as I do while I'm at full, so gotta watch out. And he's starting to shoot back now. Missed the first salvo, meanwhile I keep going with my machine guns. Yeah, I think the Atlanta, who had the nickname Machine Gun, the Atlanta has to hand it over to the Friesland now. This is undoubtedly. So another hit coming in there from the York, and we actually lost nearly 4k of HP there. And now he's shooting again, and ooh, that's a big hit. Now diverting fire to the Gneisenau again, who's he's seen us before. We can just see all of these shells raining down in this corner. We set them on fire. Meanwhile the Gneisenau tries to return fire, but it's of course difficult because I'm a very nimble target, and well, what can you do with these very inaccurate guns on the Gneisenau? You can hope that you're lucky. And he actually got a hit there. So there's our friend the Atlanta, see if we can hit him. I basically want that Atlanta gone out of the game, because if he starts shooting at me, then I'm in trouble. He'll hurt me. But unfortunately I don't manage to shut him down, so I divert fire to the Sinop instead. I don't think he quite likes what I'm doing. It's a bit weird because the Atlanta is actually not spotted now. Meanwhile our team is not doing so great. So something needs to change, but we just made 2 kills, so that definitely brightens up things, and we're capping A and now also C, finally. Atlanta is very low on his hit points, so who knows. Come on guys, 400. Ah, there he goes. So basically within a minute there, the battle changed all the way from clearly on the losing end to having quite a good chance of winning. Slightly in the lead in ships, but a bit behind in points. Meanwhile our friend the Gneisenau is yeah, he's going off the map. I think he wants to go to the new to a different map or something. And well, I'm not blaming him. Now this is peculiar because I got spotted here, and it couldn't have been the Sinop who saw me because he was behind an island. So I was thinking, okay, what's going on here? And it turned out there was an away from keyboard Edinburgh, and you know, I know this is lame, but what can you do? Kinda need to shut these guys down in case they still get back, and also it's free damage, so make use of it. It definitely helped the outcome of my own battle. So absolutely melting away this this light cruiser here. Even using armor piercing shells, and we keep penetrating him, which is amazing really. Now we've closed in on the guys now again, and yeah, things are starting to get a bit heated here, because there's two guys now having a shot on me actually. So we might have to consider concealing ourselves a bit using a smoke screen. Luckily we have one ready, so we can see how that works. Now under this angle I can only use one of my two guns, but for now I'm pretty okay with that. I'll just see if I can get the second one in there. Safely stay inside the smoke screen. Unfortunately, one of our team members seems to have killed an ally by ramming. It's quite weird. Uncommon also, but so while my smoke screen will be around for nearly 2 minutes, I'm now thinking, okay, I can either sit here and hope that this Gneiss now will actually return to me, which experience learns that he doesn't quite like that, or I can just go out in the open and chase him, because quite frankly he won't be able to hit me. So we just follow him and give him some more of the machine gun. Now, the interesting thing here is that these shells actually travel really far. So the ship is at 11 kilometers, 11 and a half, and I can still hit him. The ballistics on this gun, these guns, they are amazing. And that's quite critical for making this ship work. Of course, if your ship relies on these spamming guns, but the guns don't work very well, then yeah, you're not going to do much damage. So it's just one enemy left now, and the points are actually looking great now that we've taken 3 caps. And we've found the last enemy, and he's also getting to meet our machine gun. So making a last well, salute there, I suppose. But it does take quite a bit to take him down, because right now we don't have that many ships who can really take big chunks of his hit points all at once. Except I do see some torpedoes coming in here, and if one of those hits, then it's game over. Yeah. And that's it. Okay. So that's the Friesland